Remember I was telling you about how we all have like habits or escapisms and things like that. So this is partially some of that. It's also part of being human and part of self-care and self-love. I have recently been taught to basically spoil yourself. Treat yourself how you wish everyone else would treat you. And through you loving yourself, you teach the world how to love you. And you teach them how to love themselves, like you hold space for them to act that way because no one else acts that way. So today I'm going to show you some things that I recently went shopping and bought. Okay, so it's about to be getting cold, right? So Trina's trying to dress more colorful, more happy, more fun. And I was on a mission yesterday and I ended up coming across this beauty out at, believe it or not, Dillard's. And I'm thankful for this random opportunity that I normally would never, go there, and it just so happened to appear on my path. I guess we could thank God. It's funny as the sunflower actually represents that spiritual energy. Reminds me a lot of Casadega. This brand is Sugar Lips. I am a size extra small in this. Apparently these are normally like $80 pants, and I got for a steal, right? Some amazing details. They're probably totally gonna get destroyed because I'm a very, very messy person, as you know. I love to actually live and be active, and they're kind of like capris. They're super duper cute. I'm still working with like tops and things that I feel comfortable with this, but I wanted to be more colorful, and it's getting colder, so here I am trying to express this version of self I choose to be instead of like who I've been, like hiding and masking and gothing up and all that. So then next, I discovered this brand that I'm kind of like obsessed with. I noticed I really like their stuff. I imagine I would like their stuff too because I like this design and this expression. I'm not sure if I like, who the people are, these corporations, what they support and who they do. Like I don't know who they are, you know what I mean? But this expression I enjoy. This is a tank top. I know. Oh, let me also start off saying like, okay, so I tried these on and I intend on like washing these. And like, that's why they're kind of on the floor right now. I don't really care. We're going to wash them and clean them of their energy. We're going to do a spiritual cleanse, an emotional cleanse, like a cleanse. We're going to cleanse them. You feel me? Okay, so, but that's what happens, Not everyone does that, washes their clothes after they buy them. But I'm also a big enjoyer of trying things on, so I'm really going to miss when the world changes to only online because I'm a weird body structure. I'm kind of short. I got different widths and different areas, and it's kind of not always easy to find comfortable, good stuff. And I just, the love of these. Again, I'm kind of shy. This is very bright. It's kind of interesting, but it might just go just fine. Moving on, I ended up being an extra small in this too, which is kind of cool, I don't know if that's cool or not. I'm not really sure. Call me a fairy, okay? I'm tiny. Next, the texture. Oh, the texture of this just makes me so happy. Unfortunately, yes, fortunately, right, if money can fix the problem, it's not a real problem. This was a $40 tank top. My justification is that, like, I don't know, there's a lot of imaginary stories. Like, we're going to treat this one better than all the other ones. And it's a quality top, so it's going to last a long time. The goal is to have it live for several years, okay? It's also really hard to match these. Like, I'm personally not a person who's going to do this together. I mean, I might try, but I personally, I'm not a feeler that this is matching because this is like an ivory white. Like, I'm kind of like really extreme. And I like to really pop, you could say, okay? Like, I'm a mark. I'm a popper. I love to yes, and scream and shout for love and, like, great things that bring joy and happiness to my heart. So, moving on, and I think, like, the top I would like to play with is this extra small Free People. I've kind of become obsessed with that. And, yes, they are also, like, kind of what people would call an extreme price. However, it depends on how you're framing it and looking at it, right? This is quite the vortex of designery. It's kind of a lot, You feel me? It channels a lot of different emotional energy. I'm going to play with this in so many multitudes and forms. It's quite interesting. So I'm guided to be more transparent about shadow, right? So here I am, a woman, and you can imagine like what I am dealing with, like feeling this essence, okay? And so many people, like, there's so many different frames of mind when looking at that part of the woman, okay? The breast form, the milk bags, okay? The natural resources, okay? The essence, the food, the nourishment, all the different symbolisms. There can be a feeling of guilt or shame or needing to hide when expressing in such forms. And it's not so much always as a fear of like that, the rape culture energy, okay? Sometimes it can be the other way, that like not feeling in one's skin, or perhaps misidentifying with the feminine, that is just feeling like super awkward, like this is a weapon, this is a tool. Like, what is this? This heaviness, this weight. It's very, it can be very uncomfortable, but it's also like, right? There's something else that on like a darker side of things that like not everyone, especially no one, would want to talk about. But hey, this is me. I'm Trina. Hi. Nice to meet you. Let's continue on, okay? The aspect here is the dark side of it, where people are using their sexuality to get control, okay? Or like showing boob, right? To get like a deal, or to hypnotize, or to do this intention, to purposely show this, to show other girls, or to show guys this essence, that this interest, this intention. When really, like, I am in not... Alignment comes to mind. What is in alignment? And I understand that is a concept that not many of you can truly wrap your head and brains around. But it's more so about like finding out who you really are. Where's your heart? Where's your center? And it's your feeling and being part. Are you angry? Are you controlling? Are you hypnotized? Are you rapey? You understand? What side of the vortex are you? Are you on the force of the bright, the light, the happiness, the bliss? Or you take, use, fuck, kill, create. Which are you? Which are you, bro? Sister, where art thou? You don't have to tell the truth to me. You don't even have to tell the truth to yourself. Turn it off. We forget these words that are put into songs and rhymes and put into our heads, and things that are creating our subconscious, our mentality. And then certain songs are literally being paid by people to make sure that you see that, so that your brain is inflicted or channels this song, repeats this mantra, and lives this way of life. Imagine if you made up your own song of the way you want the whole song to go all the time. Are you happy in your own world? Or are you playing together with everyone? Are you the only one singing? What's the background noise? Is there also rain? Is there an opposite drum beat? So many different aspects goes into this essence. The color psychology is also occurring. The red. Big selling point of this is look how red it is. I have hung out with someone who was intoxicated, and they went to the drive-thru at Taco Bell as a passenger in the seat, and they said, "Hey, give me something red. I swear to God. I swear to God. It's true. I can't even tell the story out loud without laughing. I don't think I've ever shared that story before. But yes, give me something red. And this red top is just, it's like the texture is so comfy. It's so comfy. I had felt like, is this a shirt that like I'm supposed to only wear for my husband? You know what I mean? And then I imagined doing other things when I first started this video. I started to imagine, you know, like, well, I guess we could put a white, like, under boob top thing under this. We could try that. I'm not sure if that'll work. or how that will work. But there's other things that come to mind, too. Like, there are other styles of underlets, I guess. I want to jokingly call them, okay? Underlets. Boob holders, bras. There's this one very particular one that comes to mind that's a very thin fabric that has no metal, which is like something also very rare to find. I'm super into like being human, you can say, and learning how to express and be a human, especially like if we're going to be playing roles that I'm a girl and I'm supposed to be dressing like this, right? Or if we're going to play a role that I'm this kind of superhero, I'm this kind of person in the story. I really enjoy playing. Something else that comes to mind is I have some people I'm working with, and I am so interested in possibly getting sewn onto these fabrics. Whew, I can't believe that vision just came to mind. I'm tempted to go back and to gather and then custom design and play. That would be the dream come true. I think I can make that happen. It's just a scary thing to invest in because there's so much work and effort that goes into it. And essentially things are only as good as you value and take care of it, right? It's like to some person, people might be like, they might value this and be like, oh my God, I'll never wear this. It's so expensive. And there's other people that will wear this every single day, right? And then there's so many different aspects. And then I apologize because I feel the vibes of all the dudes that are like, man, there's no really cool dude clothes. But I also want to say that's not true and that you really just need to learn how to play. And then again, let me get my hands on some fabric and let me do some things. And I think that we can design and express and play in ways. If they're going to force us in a society and a culture to make us all wear clothes and underwear and have all these rules, I say let's be comfortable and let's like be ourselves instead of everyone like copying each other. And like unfortunately the only way that can happen is like people being given the option to see many different options of ways humans are expressing themselves, and then through seeing the different ways they get to choose like, oh, I'm gonna take a little bit of this person, I'm gonna be a little bit like that guy, and I'm gonna be like this, and I like this, and I like this, and then this is me because I put together all of this, when really that's just not you. That's just like a pretend thing, you know. There's an essence that is you. So there's also that going into this, you know, this subconscious imprint that girls are supposed to be lacy and this is feminine. And then, but there's also that other stereotype shit that like you're a slut or you're a skank, you're trampy, you're gross, you're a hooker, like all these things, because the essence. And then there's some people that just don't even think like that. They're like, you're just crazy. I can't even believe that people think like that. Does that make sense? But I've had access to so many different types of people. And it's just interesting for me to watch the psychology and the vast contrast of human beingness. The polarities. And I'm just like, wait a minute, there's a spot in the middle here. Like I was getting at before, you know? There's a spot in the middle here. So I had this other idea of math that we could play. You want to play a game? If you get it wrong, like I get something. No, I'm just kidding. So seriously though, it's just a game. It's just a game. It's just a game. Can you do math? Can we focus and do math? So what if you divided this by 24? Or like, how about 12? How about both? How about both? How about both? Do both. And then think about how much money did you really spend? Because it's how much you're spending per month to like rent or own or whatever, right? But in my opinion, we can never really own anything, right? Because like eventually this top could get ripped, or it can like get burned, or someone can steal it, or like I can give it to someone, or like all these different like potholes or like realities or rabbit holes. Okay, like things you can fall into. Dumpsters. I'm just kidding. For real though. That's just one way of thinking about things differently for people that get so brainwashed and controlled by owning and like financing and like this land is my land or this top is my top, you know. And then like another song comes to mind and it just goes, let me borrow that top. And anyone that knows Kelly like knows how cool it is to have a sister, a friend, someone that like is sharing and caring, and it's not about ownership, dominance, control. And then people want to get that way with like people and be like, that's my mom. She can't be your mom. Mine. My friend. My friend. No, I hate her. You can't like her. All those different vibrations, okay? So I wanted to play. I apologize for going down all these different ways of consciousness and waves of just waking up and thinking and being mindful as you are attempting to be present, a part of my world and my way, my being. So if you want to continue, I'm going to be completely transparent. If you choose to be here, that is your free will. However, you may not be breathing. You not be fully aware. Into the nose. Out through the nose. It helps to listen to your stomach too. Notice which one's hard or which way you really want to go. Sometimes I want to show my face doing the breath work, but people are like perverting my will so much, like, is my will to release this and this information for this particular purpose, but then some people may choose to frame and use the energy and information in ways that I am not consenting or approval of. However, I can only control essentially me, which even then can be difficult, again, when there's so much pressure, control, expectation, ownership, trust, vitality, unity, family. Now let us leave this vortex and jump over to another rabbit hole where I actually had to have the second top in the exact same color. And again, the awkwardness of being a woman, but yet through sharing this gets the ideas of stitch work being additionally added to these pieces. However, again, one must possibly keep this copy and then have a separate one, and then get that separate one done just in case, so that this is preserved, since this is the only specimen we have of this interface. Yes, very, very pretty. This shade, I'm not even sure that like this camera is even doing justice. Like, oh my God. And again, the lighting. I'm not feeling that it's really capturing the same blue that I'm seeing with my eyes. Maybe that does it a little better. Maybe a shading thing. Shady! Okay, so there's that. And then there's this guy, dude. Okay, shout out to my Emmy, okay? Emmy. So I saw this, and I was with Emmy, and yes, I was like, oh my God, I had already checked out with everything, and I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? And stepping into it, I was like, oh my God, I've tried on, if it fits, then this, and this. But when we move on to the buttocks, and this is something I've had with like a problem with multiple skirts and things before. Oh, by the way, there was another pair of pants that were totally $79 that I totally didn't buy, that I totally wish I did buy. And again, I would love to go back. And to like invest in these things and for people to see and value like what I see. However, again, stitch work, there's all these different things. Oh my God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to freaking do it. I've got the vision. Thanks to you existing and giving me an interface to think about things differently. And I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. It's going to take a long time. I'm going to say, give me until my birthday. And on my birthday, hopefully these will be birthed, okay? But again, I might keep some, like, don't leave me alone. I got some ideas. But first things first, let's go here. This zipper, I'm gonna have to do monkey feet, okay? Just look. Maybe I should, like, show my hand more. Look, do I have to zoom, like, hold on, let me zip up, and then we'll do it again, okay? Just want you to see simple. You see how it, like, unzips so easy? I want to add a thing here, like a hook. I have some very special sacred pieces, and I'm in need of, like, learning to know what I've been trusted and taken care of like, humanity. And I forget history and all these different things. I forget. But here, I'm waking up. So this was this gouge. No, I'm just kidding. Again, break it into, like, how much you pay for the month or the year. 365. just seriously though, like, you treat yourself so bad and you get so brainwashed by numbers and things like that, and you work so hard, and you got to give yourself permission to express yourself and be human, you know? So I really like this. Of course, I saw this and I was like, oh my god, the other one that's left is large, and I totally want to get it and turn it into art. But I'm probably gonna have to do that thing again, you know? So but I need to figure out what I'm doing with this, and I need to find a way that I approve, and I might have to ask someone, like, no, I don't want that kind, I want this kind, or try this, or this isn't working out, and just keep playing. Man, I'm so grateful for your existence and this experience, for allowing me to channel and receive this information. I have one more thing to show you. I've been sitting on it. I have to switch my butt around. So ironically, it's this cute but, like, Southern Belle skirt. It almost looked blue to me, but my Emmy swears it's green, and it does look kind of green too. She's right, like, it's got all these different shades and hues. So I want to play with that. Perhaps my blue top could even, I don't know, that might be extreme. I have to play, and it's just so hard to play because it doesn't feel like there's any room for me to play. This was something that was supposed to be expensive, and again, another steal, and look, it's that brand I liked. They had this matching top, but it was just so ugly. I'm sorry, or maybe I just didn't know how to wear it. I don't know. I'm not a designer. I'm just a kid in the world who likes texture and like comfiness. And yeah, you know what else sucks? Like, we've probably got specific laundry instructions, right? So that's a job, to take care of them. Bam, see? Thank God for wash machines that have hand wash option, but also learning how to hand wash is also a pain, especially with soaps that aren't going to stain this or fade or chemical treat it, things like that. Very beautiful. I'm learning so many different things. Bear with me. Separately tumble dry. Do not bleach. Okay. That's good to know. So again, taking care of these will be difficult. And then like even sometimes, like, things that are like this, you also have to check and say, is this bleach? Spandex, if needed. It's pretty interesting to study fabrics and things like that. I've always been into that. A particular book comes to mind where she dyes the threads. Gathering Blue, I think it is. I remember really enjoying that book. It was so good. So I'm tired and overworked and overstressed, and it's important for me to serve myself, self-love, self-care, quietness, prayer, freedom to wear underwear or not, have my own voice and opinion, be a person getting to know itself, get to know the options, get to grow. I just had a vision and an idea for, like, people. It's like, if you see someone be an awful human being, like, let's say they're a rapist, they're a murderer, they're a liar, they're a cheater. If they did it just once in their life ever, if they hated someone, if they hated their parents, if they hated themselves, if they hurt themselves intentionally, hurt somebody else intentionally, like, do we hate them? Are they done forever? Or is there room for growth and love? How does God treat you and them? What's allowed? If you were God on the planet, if you were Jesus, if you were the hero in the story, how would you treat them? How would you want to be treated? How would you treat you if that happened to you? All those different subconscious things are coming up. I'm apologetic. So apologetic. Some of these lessons sometimes can be excruciating to learn. The self-reflection, realizing who you are and where you're messing up, and you having to be the one who takes accountability for what you're doing. Your secrecy, your self-illusionary, and how much you're willing to accept yourself. Meaning, like, let yourself be that way. Be like, yeah, I like having conversations with every sex, every gender, every person. No matter what age, what time, what place. I like holding hands with all those people too. And then we could add in some Muay Thai jokes of, like, I also like fighting those people. Professionally. Okay. I have also been getting some interesting comments about my wardrobe. As far as that recent live stream. And it is something that I'm wearing when I go to class to train. And I am feeling expressions where there are subconscious, now conscious shadow work. What I would define as expressions. Bear with me as I gather my thoughts. My aspect that I am choosing to share, and what I am choosing to hold dear, and all those different self-revelations. The imagination is that one should be able to express themselves as they choose, and that no matter how they choose to express themselves in the clothing manner, that it should not change or outcast the way that you treat them. Like, there can be, a woman who hates on another woman for wardrobe or for what man they have, instead of seeing that they were worth something just as equal, which is why God showed them the option for them to choose that for themselves. It's very complicated, and I wish there was more that I could channel and really serve you. However, I'm not feeling it is most appropriate at this time for me to channel and communicate this infinite truth. There may not be a complete stage and place for me completely. However, I recognize and see that I'm not the only woman who has ever felt like, oh, I can't dress that way because girls and guys and this. That story that we tell ourselves, I can't do this in my hair, or if I put in too much effort in my hair, then everybody's going to think that I care. Or like, it's hard to explain. But also there's a level of complete care from you putting in care into yourself, but caring for yourself in a way that you want to be cared for. Like, let's say you really were someone else's doll. How would you want to be taken care of? How are you taught to take care of the doll? You understand? You, like, only focus on the cleaning up its crap stuff? But then if that's true, then how come when you're in a relationship, you're not thinking about having to clean up the other person's crap in real life? And if you would really take care of them, if they would turn into a vegetable? I noticed there's a lot of death doula energy coming up right now too, of like going into the proper protocol on how to handle and facilitate someone who is transgressing to the other side. Someone who's like 92 years old or something like that, and then someone teasing you that they're going to give you something when they die, and you being held accountable for all these things. There's a level of you getting to choose what you are accountable for. And sometimes you choose to be accountable for other people's problems. And maybe it wasn't your place, it was their karma. And then you created a whole new karma, a whole nother world when you get involved and bring your world in. You understand? Isn't that interesting to think about another form of concept? I'm speechless. I'm speechless. I'm speechless. There has been so much gained from channeling and opening up and generating this process of togetherness, and it's kind of like really excruciating, right? I mean, because one has to look at themselves for just a moment. Like, it's awkward, right? You have to look at yourself. You have to really look at yourself, and only you are seeing yourself, and no one else can know, and you don't have anyone else you can talk to about this development of self, except for supposedly God that is watching. However, there are a few of you who choose to really love yourselves and trust yourself completely, that you give yourself to others, where they can see and know your testimony, your story completely, and truly identify with all of your being. In some levels, I've never been more happy in my life. In other times, I am like, again, seeking, outside seeking, outside seeking, outside seeking. And sometimes it's like seeking to put myself somewhere outside than I already am. Does that make sense? Like, let's say you're on this level of the game, but you're trying to get to the level that's like 10 levels up higher. Or try to surpass that, like 54 levels up higher, right? And you're trying to like do all these things. So the empty space is for you to discover you and to speak your truth. Find your space in that manner. However, sometimes there isn't always an empty space. You have to create, like, again, combining the two worlds. The in-between. Which I am totally called to draw for you as well. And I'm going to need some time to draw and to regain my energy. However, I am spending my power, my energy, my chi. I'm disoriented from lacking understanding of my temple, my body, not eating appropriately. Meaning, perhaps exclusively eating all basil and only basil. Or struggling to even do that, and then the basil goes wasted. Or the extremity of only choosing to eat anything that grows in the dirt. If it doesn't grow in the dirt, I don't want it. I need dirt. Make sure there's extra dirt in the meal too. There can't be lab-made seeds. I know that there was like a law passed that took back everything that wasn't Monsanto seeds, but hey, please, there's gotta be something here for me, you know? The food, maybe that's why the breatharianism thing is starting to resurface again. You know, there's always these cycles and generations that things appear. And again, time not really existing. It's pretty interesting. It's really interesting. I'm pretty excited for the opportunity to possibly live to be like 103 years old. And I'm, again, really fascinated by the way the world is becoming and what is available to us at this time. It's really shocking and amazing. At the same time, it's so fascinating how people like take life for granted. There are people dying everywhere and being murdered right now, constantly, all the time. And there's so many different ways that it's being done, and that people think that it's justified. They think that they are God, that it is appropriate. And this darkness is building, it is swarming. It is literally swarming. Maybe you can hear the swarm. It is swarming. This frequency, this vibration is making everyone go crazy. Everyone bark at the sky. It's called an active denial system. It's a do weapon. D-E-W. Do. It's doo-doo. Okay? Direct energy weapon. You can check out and study silent weapons for quiet wars. But they're not really silent. They're going to have to switch to silent because people are too sensitive and aware. But the timeline doesn't exist, so people forget. People don't recognize what they were saying prayers, who their guides are. Like, perhaps right now we could say, like, let's say a prayer to, oh my God, thank you, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be so sensitive to light and sound. The energy vortex that exists around the universe right now, if you did not put in your work, this planet would not be the illusion and the Maya that it is. Thank you, Nikola Tesla. Thank you for your technology. And perhaps it's time to wake up and see things. We are not meant to direct all of our energy and our force to hurt certain people. We are not the kind of people. I don't care who it is. There is no excuse. I don't care what name comes to mind for you to kill, and destroy. You are not that. You are not that. You are not meant to be that human being. It's complicated. I understand there's so many stories where you think it's completely just to do that. Be aware of your complete and total resources. Be mindful of what you're doing, what you're creating. And many times it can only be reflected once one has passed away. I'm not certain that technocracy is the world's greatest creation. It feels like it is polarizing and creating a vortex of separation and, again, illusion. We think we like these people, right? There are some people that may think that they like me or that they hate me, when really they don't know anything that is me. They've never been with me. God has never given them permission to be with me. They've never given themselves permission to be with me. They thought I was unworthy. They thought I was stupid. Whatever story, feel free, create the story of your own. You know, replace yourself as me if you choose to help you in this meditation also. The air and all the chemicals from the airplanes and all the different things. The earth itself. It's the earth itself that technology and man is destroying and that they are forgetting. And there are many consequences to our choices and creations. We can slow things down. There is a divine plan at hand. Literally, it's in your hands right now. You remember, if you imagine a small opening in your hands, maybe place your hands on your kneecaps and try to, like, maybe untwine or just listen to your body. But usually if you're twined up, you might... Who noticed? Ugh, what is that? Was that a critter? It might have just been my hair unfolding, but oh my God, it felt like a salamander or some type of, like, wet, like, creature who just, like, suction cupped onto my neck. It literally felt like a salamander. I had a pet salamander, so that comes to mind. So let us focus and unwind. I apologize if I scared you, if I made you, like, like, WTF, alien light language coming out. Partially excited, partially terrified. So again, hands on kneecaps. Closing eyes, relaxing. Notice if you're sucking in your stomach or pushing it out. Try to gather yourself in your organs. Expand yourself, expand your mind. Maybe close your eyes, that might help. I know the noise outside can be super loud where you're at with me right now. Try to just tune into my voice. Take your time, be quiet within. Yes, your ego, your inner narrator might get really loud and try to talk back and doesn't like. Yes, find that light inside you, that peace. If you're struggling to get there, imagine that small opening in your hands in the front and back of your hands, in the center of your palms. Okay? Front and back. Center. Okay? Breathing in and out through the hands. Some of you may choose to do this through the foot. The kidney 1. Okay? Listen to your body, though. You can make the hole as big or as small. All the different things, okay? I'm going to ask that you try your best to concentrate on the hands right now. I know a lot of you are having feet. How about, like, should I create categories maybe for people who have their feet on the ground versus people who are laying down, people who are crisscross, or people, right? All these different things really matter. They super matter. Maybe you could play with breathing in through a small opening through the right foot, and then one through the left hand. Maybe just focusing on your hands. That's where I choose to go. Imagining that small opening in your hands. As you breathe in and out through this hole, you might suddenly feel all of the anger, all of the murder, all of the control, all of the ownership, all of the creation, all of the damages caused. But if you keep your eyes closed and you keep breathing, you'll start to get much lighter as you acknowledge. You act upon the knowledge. You say, thank you. Yes, wow, thank you for showing me that. Oh, I remember. Thank you. Feel it and know it. Don't create a story. Sometimes visions can come to mind. Let them ride. Keep breathing in and out through the small opening of the hands. Yes, good job. Keep clearing. You might notice to focus on the left hand exclusively or the right hand exclusively. Each side represents a different portal, and you might notice different things going on different hands. Keep breathing, especially exhaling, using the exhalations to release. Inhalations are super important to bring in light into those areas. Don't forget that importance as well. Yes, more information, more awareness, but also permission to release the same light that came through. Yes. So what you're feeling is called epigenetic memory. This is like your ancestors, what they did. Like, it's hard to imagine. The best way you could do it is imagine your bones, feel them all over. Then imagine how many people in your family made love before you got here with me right now. How many generations back do you go? How many people made love before you existed in your family? How far back does it go? Yeah, feel it. You're carrying all of their wounds, all of their losses, all of their gains, all of their shame, their rage, everything. It's in your hands now. You're the youngest. Feel it, know it, love it. Try to notice what is you and what isn't you. And sometimes there's parallel realities of things that have happened in this life that is identical to that. So that you could see and know and understand in a different way. Yes. A lot of self-sacrifice energy. A lot of thorns in the hands and putting the paw in the wrong place. Give yourself permission to breathe and process and evolve. For some of you, you are a healer. So you might feel all the boo-boos of all the times you were hurt with touch. And then where you are hurt so you don't touch others because you don't want to pass that. And how much your soul is dying and dead because you're not doing your work. Yes, let the anger in the ancestors channel. Give yourself permission to cry and scream. Whatever energy happens, this is yoga. Close your eyes and just go with the energy. Let yourself ride. This life is just a ride. Let your body go into automatic postures, even if it's like wiggling fingers, or just listen to your body. Try to keep your eyes closed, try to stay within. If there's any external noises going off, ironically, at this time, please call these highlighters or red flags or things that Source or God is trying to show you how important this is and things like that, like a race car driver, or just pay attention. Try to get the messages that are clear. Notice what you're putting out and what you're getting back. Take your time, go slow. There's also energy in your hands of the control. This is where you want to put your hands in other people's lives. Where they're your marionette, that they do things to make you happy instead of things that they want to do. Yes, keep breathing. It's about like wanting to choke people, There's all of those energies in the hands for lifetimes. There's the starving, eating energy, the attachments. There's vibrations of getting your hands in other people's business, like those vibrations. Yes. You're doing so good. Keep processing what you've created over generations and what you're creating now and what you choose to do for the next generations. Be yourself. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Ho'oponopono. House, house. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Keep channeling the energy. House, house, house. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Allow yourself to breathe. Take a few moments to come back to your body when you're ready to fully be present in a different way. Keep breathing with your eyes closed. If your body is telling you to keep going, to keep imagining a small opening in your hand, give yourself permission to do that. If you are having times of fit and struggling to do it, you might choose to sit with me instead, being vulnerable with me, or you may need to do it again without me. Only you will know. I have only done my part that I have been called to do. And I am thankful to be here, and I am ready. I am ready for what I am creating next. I have chosen to go to the bonfire. I'm going to wash clothes and to cleanse the space the best that I can. That makes it a sanctuary and a place that I choose to be and that I love to be. I'm experiencing great difficulty in this comfort and this surrender, and there are much identification experiences that I am experiencing. I am experiencing vehicle trouble, which for me is symbolic of my body. I apologize for always bringing in the personal factor of this also. Let me return to where we were concentrating before. Those of you that need to continue breathing, please keep breathing. may need to just pause or turn this off. Those of you that are choosing to come back to your body and that are still with eyes closed, still following and listening to me so intently, please, please, please take a few breaths in your own way. I may need to do a completely another video playing with you, showing you all the different pranayamas. And some of them I don't even fully know and I'm still learning, and there are some of you that can totally teach me if you weren't choosing to be selfish and greedy with light and information, and we're serious about the whole planet healing and getting to know our breath and our bodies. If you open your eyes, it might be overwhelming. You might see that there is like language in everything, that everything is so much, and that you never take time to really go within and really know and feel your connection. I'm apologetic for those of you that I couldn't really show up completely as a healer, or whatever you want to call me, like a person to just completely be there with you through the process, a shaman. Just know that God loves you very much, so it grants you this opportunity to go down this rabbit hole and to go as deep as you did. I just love to do this stuff, and so if I'm working for you, please keep working with me, and I'll keep working with you. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I can't even take it. I can't even take it. Enjoy yourself as you choose to create yourself, and I will keep working on my process of getting comfortable being a girl and experiencing different cycles and periods of my body. And I don't just mean the one that you're thinking of. I'm also not only including the womb cleaning of red tent, I'm also including the swelling throughout the process of ovulation and what it does to the secretions in the chest. And it's very interesting to watch the self so intently, and it's not so much interesting as much as honestly it's painful. It's growing pains. It's severe growing pains. And people think that it's hot, and people think that they are going to think about grabbing a girl's boobs when they don't have permission to grab the girl's boobs, and that's just wrong. If it's so complicated, it's interesting, okay? So, of course, I was gonna say, like, it's okay for someone to think about grabbing the girl's boobs if the girl wants her boobs grabbed. But there's also, like, levels of the girl not being allowed to say, hey, directly, this is hurting. Can you squeeze this? Can you release some pressure? And it's considered sexual. And the permission thing is huge too. People think that they should be given permission to just touch and own and have sex with and make children with whoever and whatever they choose, and not care about how the other person feels. There's so much like spiritual teachings and things like that come to mind in this aspect, and it's extremely uncomfortable because even I am struggling to know and identify WTF I am talking about. So allow me to disconnect. And may you have enjoyed this time we have shared together, this episode of Trina 101. The true man show, the true woman show. Nothing hiding here. Attempting to show you how worthy of love you are, and how I will never forget you, and I will always love you, and I am as always with you, and you are not to be afraid or scared or untrusting, because everything is in your favor. In your favor. There is a synchronicity of events that is going to occur. That is going to be a domino effect that has one looking back saying, ah. And I don't mean like, ah. Okay? It's like, ah, I see, said the blind man. It's like you suddenly really like wake up and you see everything backwards. Just listen to all the chimes and little signs and things, you know? I am not to be your prophet. I am just here to be your friend, your companion. Know that I love you so much, and again, I will never forget you. I am understanding of your desire to control and to be with me in the way that you think we should be together. Please grant me the freedom and choice and understanding my place in the universe and what it really means. And maybe by reflecting upon that, you can reflect upon your place. Why did God put you in your place, in your town, with your people? And then why is it showing you me? Where are you to grow? Where can you change? What is for the best? Not just best for you, not just best for me, best for all at once in unity. Who comes first? Who saves themselves for last? If you are looking for something that is lasting, you can only start within yourself. Be the role, be the seed. I have been taking my time and doing my very, very best. May this have served you. May you have enjoyed the time. May have you understood why someone else might to hear this. I'm stuttering. Did you know statistically they say people who stutter have been sexually abused? Can you fact check me and leave in the comments perhaps a fact or two about that? As many things as we can prove to be correct, we can prove false. Does that make for as many health benefits as we can find for olive oil, we can find things that say olive oil is bad for this, this, or this. Does that make sense? Same thing, we can say that there are articles that say this is good for cancer, this is bad for cancer. And you can insert the zodiac or the disease, dis-ease. Find your easel, your center. This is where yoga really helps, you know, so you can really get grounded and see yourself. I like to incorporate all these things into one thing. And frankly, I'm just in need of a space. A sacred space. And if you can hold space for my sacred space, that would be amazing. I promise to pay it forward and to hold space for others. Equal energetic exchange. Play your part. I am playing my part. I'm grateful to be here. We can do some shamanic drumming. We can do shamanic drumming. Going on a journey with me. Allow yourself to go there, to that subconscious place of your mind. Allow yourself to make it conscious. Take your time, go slow. Be patient with yourself. Treat yourself kindly. Be nice to you. Be kind to you. Be kind to you and you will be kind to others. Let others be kind to themselves. Let Trina be kind to Trina. Let Trina buy these clothes. Let Trina have her place. Let Trina make her messes. Let Trina do her own laundry. Does that make sense? Energetically. Not just on a physical level, but both levels are perfect paradigms or parallel realities or metaphors that perfectly align. Some of you have some shamanic energy that may need purging. Some things you really need to detox. This is where I would tell you about the frog. Phylomedusa bicolor, Cambosito. Should really take your time to study and see and know and understand the frog vaccine. I am tempted to film the whole experience of myself, doing the whole process to myself. I'm going to have to take my time and really listen. Oh man. Remember that I am personally, Trina Christine Mason is personally called to study acupuncture and to have a space, a sacred space, to dedicate all of her time to studying acupuncture. I have all of these books. It takes time to get to know, what does this word mean? Or what does that word mean? And what's this? What's that? And then the discipline of doing something that's really hard and that you don't really know anything about, and all those vulnerable feelings of like, I don't know anything. Okay. But it's fun and it's a process. But what just came to mind is like when I'm working with Campbell and I thought about putting in this heart center, right? And I was like, man, I really need to know about the meridians before I'm like just going ahead and sticking the medicine there, you know, using my Tamichi vine on there. So this is very interesting. And I am feeling called that it would be really good for many people to do this cleanse right now. I am tempted to even like provide some type of promotion or something about this. Oh, oof, oof, oof. I'm putting out the call now. I feel the antenna. Yes, man. That's all I can say. So I am personally called to work with the frog and to do a self-treatment. I have considered recording the sounds and the journey and the experience and all of that. I am not certain what will come up. It is a very personal thing. So I've contemplated if it's even appropriate for me to possibly do that. And there are people that only film fragments of it. However, I think I can personally journal, like, truthfully, spiritually, emotionally, everything that's happening with Kambo. And I know that I'm not the only person who's had this experience, and I know that each and every experience is different, and that if I share my experience with you, that your experience is going to be very different. And I will be honest with you. I'm like, you don't need Kambo, dude. Stay away from Kambo. You don't need to know anything about this medicine. Stay far away. Or you, oh my God, yes. Maybe you should be aware of this medicine and why you can't do it. What is your body saying? There's so many different spectrums of this medicine. And people forget medicine. Some people call their alcohol their medicine, right? That's their medicine. They need it right when they get home from work. Okay? Sometimes there's other medicine. You need their dog. That's their medicine. Their medicine is their dog, their love. Or they need some type of sugar, some snack, some pick-me-up, some ice cream. Everyone has different stories. Some people have a trigger so bad, as soon as they hear the word ice cream, they're going in the fridge to go get ice cream. And that they're not going to be able to live out their day unless they get ice cream, because ice cream was shown to them. It's their escapism. However, it's a punishment. Okay, so they have this deep emotional wound, so they turn to this thing. They try to fill the hole with that of yearning and wanting this. So they get that instant gratification, but through having the instant gratification, they realize it's not what they really wanted, and then they're back to the square one that they were originally. And then some people keep trying to indulge in that same experience over and over again. Ice cream after ice cream after ice cream after ice cream after ice cream. I'm using that as an example. Insert anything with the ice cream there. It can be alcohol, it can be joint after joint after joint, right? It can be all those different things. For some people, it can be jumping jack after jumping jack after jumping jack. Not everyone is going down such dark rabbit holes of, escapism. And sometimes for that escapism, it can be healing, right? It's like some people can say, okay, it's better that they're doing jumping jacks than punching multiple people in the face or all these different things. It's hard to explain, and not everyone can think and feel and process these things, and it's not really meant for everyone, and still people keep trying to put themselves in places they don't really belong, and then they feel like they don't belong, but then they're really not listening to that inner guidance that their heart is telling them, I should go now, we should leave here. Or it's hard to make sense. I wish there was more I could do for you. And it's not about money. It's a matter of you like putting in the work yourself. Like be willing to help yourself. I can only do for you what you do for yourself. It's a choice. If you're trying to book me for FaceTime or video camera and talk to me and to be with me in that way, and you want my personal time and you want to see my face, and you want me to see your face, and you want to talk and you want to hang out online, I am charging for my time. I am understanding that you are only looking for a friend. Please understand my need for alone time and understand what you are getting out of me and why you want me on camera so bad. Why you're hungry for my energy, my time, my life. You want it. Why? When you see that truth, then you understand. I am your friend because I am telling you the truth instead of lying to you about way you are to yourself or others. Sometimes we don't know that we are being selfish. Sometimes this can happen when parents make love and create someone who doesn't want to be here. Because maybe the parents didn't really want a child to be here, so then the child becomes someone who doesn't really want to be here. There's many spectrums, and remember, there's so many different people on this interface that I'm reaching at this time, so it's really a vortex over here, and I'm doing my best to manage the extremities and the waves and the balance and all that is occurring. There are some people that I am guided are meant to come to me and spend time with me, and that I am not interested in charging for my time because you have equal energetic exchange. You have something to give back to me, and it could be your heart, your spirit. You got this pep talk to lift me up, but if it's the other way and I'm providing service for you, that I'm helping you heal, that I'm making you happy, or I'm bringing something to the table, like, please understand that this is 100% how I make a living. Like, this is what I am doing. This is what I'm doing. I'm putting everything out there. And some people don't understand what that even means. It's like almost like being at the hands of the universe. It's almost like, it's the same thing when I was working in Casadega. When you show up to work, you never know how much money you're going to make. You never know. You never know. There's no guarantee that like 100 people, $500 or whatever, you never know how much you're going to make. You could leave there with zero. You could leave there with, a maximum of X amount of dollars. Does that make sense? I call it if come. Right? Like, you never know how much money you're going to make. When you own your own business and you do production and you are in this type of economy that is just dwindling, or whatever you want to say is happening right now, right? This communism or whatever is happening, this world domination crap. We call that if come. I learned that from Uncle Frank. If come. I don't have income. I don't have constant income. I have if come. And that's what happens when you are like a minister, or you're someone that chooses to work for God. You follow your instructions. You live as you are guided to live. And you fulfill your purpose, your role, your place, and play your part. And then you can have like contracts or agreements. It's on a soul level. This is where the Akashic Records comes back up again. AKASHIC, Akashic Records. Studying Edgar Cayce. Some people won't be able to be allowed to know these things to the depth that they are meant to be known. Like, there is such a veil over people's eyes because they have never spent time studying God. And if they would just pick up any religious book, this could be like Book of Mormon, Torah, Quran, Bible. I feel like I'm missing. Oh, Bhagavad Gita. I mean, if you, in my opinion, if one truly sets the intention to really see and know God, sometimes I feel like they could choose any book. And you just close your eyes and you point and you'll receive some type of infinite divine message at that time. And especially if there's like an actual prayer. And I don't mean just a prayer as much as like you really, there's a meaningfulness. There's a meaning in your heart. There's a prayer. There's an intention. There's a wish. There's a true desire, a wish. So I am wishing and choosing to better myself. And part of that is establishing boundaries, which is another thing, that codependency thing, learning to say no. Learning to say no. Learning to say no, learning to say no. And I don't mean just to like my shopping addiction. I mean learning to say no when someone's like, hey, can we hang out and go do this? Hey, there's this event. Will you come? Learning to say no, finding your own boundaries, not being everyone's superhero. Not being everyone's superhero. Codependency isn't just that I need you to take care of me. Some people want to get brainwashed and think that they're not codependent because they're not asking everyone to take care of them. No. Codependency is that you're taking care of everybody else. There's a codependency. They're dependent on their alcohol. Their alcohol is dependent on them, right? Alcohol company needs their money. They're codependent. Codependency, right? You can bring money into this, right? Like, you need my money. I need my money. We need money. We need to see that we both have wants and needs, and then we need to give the world permission to live and be happy and not be so ownership and dominance because you learned how to manipulate this financial system better than others. Like, there's all these different things and vortexes and aspects. And most of all, if you would all see your power of coming together, right? If this person gave $10,000 and this person gave $10,000 and this person gave $10,000, imagine what the heck could you create, right? Could you open up like a shop for like a couple months and then you all operate and show off all these things that you really value and you think that people should buy because you would spend all your money on them, which is why you did, and now you resell them? Like, this is what you do. You want to share this art, this way of life. So it's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And there's great risk because things go wrong and it's not always as planned and expected. But sometimes it's perfect. It's completely perfect. I'm going to follow my intuition, and I am certainly tempted to return to the Altamonte Springs Mall, and perhaps one can be more brave and record my face and be more public with the camera and attempt to not care who's watching or some type of thing like this. It is also extremely interesting with the mask situation. That is fascinating as well. Very fascinating. And this would be much, much better also. This is where the wish of having like a partner or someone who's like okay with holding the camera the whole time and following me around and then giving me a space to treat the world like it's my stage. And like, all right, we're going to go inside this store and then we're going to look at this and then we're doing this and we're doing this and then we're doing this. And there's this music going in the background, but that doesn't matter because we're live and they can't give us hell for copyright issues because music is playing in stores and therefore we're trying to record in public places, etc. Story. So, again, gratitude to those who are guided and that are here and that are one with me. Because, like, again, the feeling of loneliness and seeking outside the self and feeling like, man, this is boring. I am feeling called to play with my fasting and possibly only work with teas and maybe just do like microdosing, you can say, of working with exclusively maybe rosemary. Instead of me doing like rosemary, turmeric, ginger tea, maybe I'll just do just rosemary. And then I'll watch my body and my mind and see how things change once I intake this small micronutrient. Um, you ever feel like just life itself is exhausting? That's a job to like live, to like lift this heavy machinery that's called my body, and to wash these clothes, and to do the dishes, and clean the litter box, and vacuum the floors, and energetically cleanse this, and do that. Pay attention to all the tags and how you're supposed to wash things so you don't destroy stuff, and don't put these colors with those colors, and all that brainwashing BS. Hand wash cold separately. So I got a couple items like that. What about these red and blue tops? Let's peek at these. I'll probably forget. Need to read again. Or just try to remember hand wash. Hand wash. I don't see a cleaning tag. Humph. Another selling point of this top is that it totally said it was made in India. Like, do these symbols mean something that I should know? I'm not seeing a tag on how to take care of. Here we go. Other side. Hand wash, lay flat. Again, thank goodness for the hand wash feature on the wash machine. And I'll be honest, many times things will say hand wash and I won't hand wash. I can hand wash though. I'm actually a pretty good hand washer. I would just love to learn like proper soaps for tending to fabric so I don't lose my dye colors. And I do have a sewing machine, and I have been interested in learning how to play and design in that way. But there has been so much lack. Lack of love, gratitude, opportunity, and discipline. You know, it takes a lot of discipline. Kind of like it takes discipline to not just put a bunch of things on your credit card or to give into this animalistic impulse. Feel free to type amen if you're with me on any of this shadow work, any of this process on this video or the other one. I'm going to officially disconnect and get back to the work of cleansing and preparing myself and figuring out who I am in this great process of life, attempting to be grateful 100%. I'm definitely called to do some working out and to get some adrenaline going, and then I'm called to do some energy work on myself, maybe some Reiki, maybe a spiritual bath with salt and energy. I'm going to need to listen to my intuition and spend as much time alone as I can. Again. You know what to do. Feel free to send me an email if you like to talk. I think video chats is the best way to go. I can be negotiable if you'd like to do like a 2-minute meet, and then if you decide you want to book more time, you know what I mean? Or just if things just naturally unfold that way. It's deeper than all you could ever think. It's super deep. Just trust yourself. Like let's say I'm saying you need to book an appointment. You need a booking. Let's say I say you need a booking. But then let's say Spirit in you says, I have a booking. Check the books again. I'm on the books. You know what I mean? It's like God signed me up for this. I have a ticket. Let me in. I'm here to do this. I need to let you know how amazing you are. Listen to the vibrations. Listen to your intuition. You're never alone. You have so much to teach, but you may not know what you have to teach until you see the extreme pain and extreme differences from you first. So take your time. Meaning, like, don't use me to take up your time. Choose to take accountability for your own time. If you feel called, something inside you is calling you and telling you have to come here, maybe listen to that. Or maybe listen to it And then sometimes you have to learn the hard way, right? Like, let's say your intuition or something's telling you, listen to that. I have to listen to that. Maybe it's ego. I need that. I need her. I need to seek outside myself. Let's say you do that, and then let's say you don't give into it, and then you watch it. And then let's say instead of watching the live stream, you catch it later. Is it good that you didn't tune in? Were you intuitively guided, or did you gain something when you listened to that live stream later? All of those things. You don't have to be so hard and disciplined on yourself, you know, like we all age and we all forget everything again anyway. So like, don't be so obsessed. Try your best to just feel good, because imagine that all you did was gather stories. If all you did is gather stories and knowledge and information, but you never did any healing work, like when you lose your memory, like you're gonna be feeling bad and you're not even gonna remember why you feel bad. You feel me? So just heal your own toroidal field, your own heart, your own morphogenic field, all that is you, your heart, your toroidal field, your heart, your center. Heal yourself and stop seeking outside. And I know it's easier said than done. So let me just speak with my actions and attempt to refrain from my senses of wanting to contact this person or do this or be with this person and do this impulsively, or to ask them to come do this and come get me and do this and do that. I'm just going to sit with it and watch and see if this is right. Sitting in silence sometimes is one of the best moves you could ever do. So let me take some silence to myself. Enjoy yourself and your process. You're not obligated to choose to constantly be with me, but you also have permission to be here and to be with me. You are seen, you are heard, you are loved. Know that it's also your choice to let me see your eyes, let me see your face, let me know who you are. Trust me with all your identity. Do not think that I am one who is going to expose you to the world. I am only here to be your mirror for you to see yourself. I am here to love you and to accept you, to be your friend, to be your companion, to be your brother, to be your sister, to be your mother, to be your father. I am. I'm here. Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono. Thank you for allowing me to share with you what I have received. God bless you. Namaste. Aho, aho, aho.